What's going on, guys? Dustin Wright on how we're going to get to 100%. So before I say anything else, if you could, please smash the like button, turn on your post notifications, and if you are new to the channel, I would love it if you could subscribe so you can know every time I come out with a new video. So today we are going to talk about a rental property, how to buy your first rental property. I don't know how many times I get, it's probably average twice a week I get asked, hey Dustin, I want to invest. I want to start investing in real estate. I want to be an investor. So I want to start with the basics that you should know when buying your first rental property. What should you do? Dustin, I want to start investing. How do I do it? So let's get right into the meat and gravy of things and start this video.
I've been moving, trying to start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. and cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Guess I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different. God's plan.
So the first step when buying a rental property, you must figure out what it is that you want to buy. Is it a duplex? Is it a single family home? Is it a triplex? Is it a mobile home? Is it going to be a skyscraper, a high rise? What is it that you want to invest in when it comes to real estate investing? With that being said, that's going to determine what you have to do, okay? Because I get all the time, I want to invest. I want to start investing. I want to buy a rental property. But the number one thing you have to do is educate yourself really good in one specific area. If it's duplexes, start running numbers and educate yourself on what duplexes come with when purchasing them. When you go look into these type of different investments, the number one thing you must do is educate yourself on that type of investment. Me, I want a duplex a lot, but what's happening in this market is the rental market is being more driven in the single family market. So now I'm kind of shifting from duplex to single family home because the rental income is a little bit greater on the single family home at this current time in my market. So because I've been monitoring every single deal that's been out there, because I want to be able to invest here pretty soon in a real estate investment, whether it be single family home or duplex, I'm analyzing those different things, and I have been for quite some time now. So I'm extremely educated on this one area. So that is the number one thing you should do, or the first thing you should do is become very educated on the exact kind of property you want to invest in. Another good thing you can do is listen to podcasts, start reading books on real estate investing, on what kind of investments you want to do. Start studying different people who you may know in the industry that you're investing in that have been there and done what you're doing or about to do, so you can get a little insight. Then once you figure out what kind of deal you want to do, a duplex, triplex, multifamily, once you have that interest picked out, then you now need to do the math on what it would be. If you want to be a flipper, you want to flip houses, you want to buy a house at a cheap price and you want to flip it, well, you have to analyze the number going into the deal and what that number has to be, and then how much money you can spend on the property, so then you know what your profit margins are. And you must know that math extremely well. If you want to buy and hold properties, you want to buy the property and you want to rent it out for 5 to 10 years and sell it later after the appreciation has gained on the property. You must know and calculate those numbers very well, so then you can understand what a good deal looks like when you get there. And running math and doing math for these different type of properties doesn't cost you anything, because you don't have to pay any money to analyze different deals that, let's say, you can find on the internet, not even needing a real estate agent at this time, just looking at properties, running numbers on what the mortgage would be and what the current rental comparables are. Okay, it's the education part that's going to make a great deal when it comes to an investment. When it comes time for you to invest, you must know the numbers for the deal. If you don't know the math, if you don't know how much money you're going to make on the property, it's going to be very hard for you to, see the profit on the back end of, or month to month if you're renting, or at the end of the flip. I've seen it many, many times in my market, in my industry. You know, a brother and another brother going on investment, or a dad and a son, and you know, they may have not done as much research as they needed to for that investment. And you know, a home is a very big investment, even if you buy it for $100,000, under $100,000, because you know, you're putting all that money into it, and you're going to want to come out with profit. So my best suggestion is run numbers. Run numbers on the rental property, run numbers on the flip, run numbers on the multifamily. Because the better you know the numbers, the better your profit's going to look. Now, even though you do the math very, very, very well on a property, nothing's guaranteed. But with investments, it's very, very hard to get a 100% sure profit margin. But you can get very, very, very close, because we know what the average water bill is. We know what the average electricity bill is going to be. And you can know what your mortgage is going to be when you buy the property, and you can look at the rental comps with properties that are, if not exactly the same as the property you're comparing it to, very similar. So the numbers are very, very, very good references when it comes to looking at properties, making it a little bit safer for me to invest in, because I've now gained knowledge on the investment and understood the math of it. So when time comes, I'm able to purchase a real estate investment in the single family or duplex area. So the next thing you need to do, playing with the math. Pretend like you're going to purchase the deal. If it is a duplex, single family home, multifamily, etc., go look and act as if you're going to buy the deal, even if you're not ready, so you can analyze the different numbers. The next step you're going to need to take is getting a real estate agent. Boom, me. That's where I come in. This is kind of why I joined the career early on. I figured I wanted to be a real estate investor 3 or 4 years ago when I became a real estate agent. So now I put myself in a position where I'm analyzing deals not only for other clients, but myself when the time comes. Now I have education in the real estate investment. So I know where the best deals are. I know where to find a deal. I know where and how to structure a deal for my clients, helping me out later down the road when I wanted to invest. And I'm able to find a deal for you. That's where a real estate agent comes in, because I live in the real estate market. 7 days a week, this is what I do for a living. Nothing else. So I typically know where the best investment's going to be. Now let me make myself clear with this next statement. You must know what you want to invest in before you call a real estate agent, because I do not know how many times I get a phone call, Dustin, I want a good deal, great deal. All right, I love finding great deals. Now what would you call a great deal? What exactly are we looking for as an investment? Something good. I mean, you're the real estate agent. You find a good deal, let me know. Find you a good deal. See, this is very hard to find someone a good deal that doesn't know what they're looking for. If someone called me and said, hey Dustin, I'm looking to buy and hold a property. I need something. I have about $10,000-15,000 I want to put down. I'm looking for something that's going to not be in an HOA. I hate those. Now I have a little bit more specific of a property. I know how much money that they're telling me I can work with based on their situation. It's very hard for a real estate agent such as myself to find you a good deal if you're not 100% sure on what you're investing in. You know, so before you find a real estate agent, it's very important that you do those first steps first. Running the math, running the numbers, so you know what you're comfortable with. You know how to get into that investment property when the time comes. And you must know what you're investing in. And as a real estate agent, we are going to send you the property, so you don't really have to look for the properties anymore. We'll send you on an automatic or hand select the properties depending on the investment opportunity you're looking for, and we do the footwork for you based on you telling us what you're looking for. Like I said, the more specific on what you know of the investment, the easier it is for me to find. Not to say that your investment's easy to find, But now that I know exactly what you're looking for, I know the cap rate if you're renting it, I know how much you're looking for if you have the financial investment that you don't want to max out when you're flipping the property. I need to know these things as a real estate agent to help you find the property, to help you make a good investment when the time comes. The next thing is you have to get pre-approved. You have to get a mortgage if you're not paying cash for the property, to figure out how much you need for the down payment, to figure out how much money you can make on top of the rent. So now that you have your real estate agent sending you properties, you can run numbers based on what your mortgage is going to be and how much you can rent the property out. You more than likely are going to have to get an investment loan when making an investment. Go over the numbers with the mortgage lender. You're probably going to need a 20% down payment. If you don't have that, you can get creative on getting that money from somewhere different. Hard money loans, different type of financing. These are things that you can figure out with the mortgage lender or with financing if you can get a cosigner. So you can now figure out with the mortgage lender what you need to do to attain the financing on the property that you now know the numbers on, and you know it's going to be a good investment when financing the property. So you must get pre-approved with a mortgage lender, figure out what your interest rate is going to be, figure out how much you can make on the property, and go out and find it. Run numbers. Listen, it's not about finding the best deal. It's about analyzing a bunch of deals so then you know what a good deal looks like. You're not going to find a great deal in one day. You got to keep looking and keep looking and keep looking and keep looking and analyzing and have your agent send you stuff and have you and your agent go over different types and different processes that could go down, because you don't want to make a quick decision when it comes to investing. You want to overanalyze, never underanalyze. Okay, and the last and final step is to submit your offer. You have to take that next step. Now, mind you, like I just said, don't submit it because you didn't want to analyze hundreds of properties before you found a good investment. But when you have gone through those hundred of properties, when you have done all the footwork and you have now found the property, submit your offer. Now remember, the price of the property, every property has a great investment price. Not to say that the asking price for the property is a good price. Every property has a good price to make it a good investment. Now, with that being said, you're probably going to have to offer on about 20 homes to get the deal that makes sense. Now, that's okay. You're not buying a beautiful family home for little Johnny and Susie to stay in and have a good school year. You're buying an investment property to make money on. So you don't want to buy with emotion. You want to buy with financial sense. If it doesn't make financial sense, well, it's not going to be a good deal. And you make your offer reflect that. And if you don't get the deal because the offer was too low, well, then you move on from the deal. That's point blank, period. And you can't make your investments like that, or you'll never get to the financial place in life that you're looking for. Why are we doing this? Because we're getting to 100%. So know what you're investing in, okay? Really get educated on what you're investing in. Do the math on the investment that you're investing in. Make sure you know exactly how you're going to make money on the investment. Get a real estate agent so you don't have to do the footwork yourself. We do this every day, all day long. So get a real estate agent that can help you find the deal. Get pre-approved for the deal, know your numbers, know exactly what it's going to cost you to buy the property, then make your offer and buy the investment. So then we can get closer and closer to 100%.